Oh, what a great sound when a doctor first tells you that you're going to have a baby. You're excited. You run home. You call and tell everyone that you're getting ready to be a father and a mother. But at the same time, what about those women who find out they're pregnant and then they decided that they're going to kill the baby? Abortion is murder. Life begins at conception. If you look at Dr. Webster, abortion is the termination of the pregnancy by the removal or expulsion of a fetus, resulting in cause of death. There are so many women now who are taking advantage of the ruling of Roe versus Wade, and they are now using this ruling to kill babies. They're not taking responsibilities for themselves. You're having sex, not taking appropriate channels to make sure that you're not pregnant. Then you get pregnant, you decide to murder the baby. Yes, I use the terminology murder. There are so many doctors who are now having a problem who were once doing abortion, no longer doing abortions. If you go to the publication, which is called PubMed, it's a publication where you have many doctors. What they do is they discuss within themselves about how and why women are having abortions. They're stating that many of the women are having abortions for the mere fact that it's now legalized. Murder is legalized. And I know that is a very harsh terminology, but it is. If you go to another site that I found where you could physically see that what takes place when an abortion takes place, if you go to abortionno.org and click on graphics, you can physically see how and what takes place. You can see them take that vacuum and suck an arm, a leg, the head, just the parts of the baby just sucking out one by one. How horrific is that? How is that not murder? How can you say it's anything other than murder? That is no different from a baby laying in the crib and someone goes and break an arm or a leg. It's still murder. It's still a baby. It's murder. A fetus is a baby. Doctors are now finding reasons why they will not have abortions for women if it's not medical. If they want to terminate the pregnancies, they need to start terminating the pregnancies at an earlier stage. They feel like now women are waiting until the second and the third trimester, which is far too long and very dangerous for them to have those abortions at that stage. It's bad enough to have the abortion through the first trimester, because once that baby has been conceived, it's a breathing, live human being. Statistically, what they're also finding out is now that abortions, the number of abortions have increased. It has doubled since the year of 2005. In 2005, the number of abortions per year was 1.21 million babies that were aborted. Murders took place, legalized murders. In 2010, it's 3.21 million. And what they're finding out that many of those same women are repeaters. They have a lot of guilt, but after the first time, it's easier to do the second time. Now, who's having these abortions? They say that white women obtain 60% of all abortions. Hispanics, roughly about 27%. And blacks, 21%. Now, you can get some of this information around, there's many different sites you can use. But there's abortionfacts.org or abortionno.org. You can go to the Center for Bioethical Reforms, their sites. They have one in every state. It's a publication written by doctors. You can get the information about there. But worldwide, abortions are taking place at a horrendous rate. They're now using abortion for a form of birth control. It's simple, and the doctors are now having a problem with it. You can go to a site which is called PubMed. And PubMed is a site where it speaks of what doctors are talking about. They'll feel that many women are now having abortions because they feel like that if they actually have the baby, they would be abusive to the baby. So now they're putting child abuse and abortions together. They're focusing those two subjects together because so many abortions are now taking place. Although permissive abortions has been advocated on the grounds it will reduce the prevalence of child abuse, but it's still being used for the wrong reason. Abortion should not be used as a form of birth control. Have the baby, get the baby for adoption, or do the right thing, take the necessary precautions, and then you wouldn't be pregnant in the first place. There's another website that I really like. It's called seamlessgarment.org. Doctors are on this particular website, and they're talking to one another, and they're speaking about, what takes place and how they feel about having abortions and how they know that it is murder. It is killing a baby, and they use the term murder and killing in their conversation with one another. It's a very interesting site. Again, it's called seamlessgarment.org, and you can click on the one that says abortion is killing. It's many different doctors. You can get all the different point of views about that. It's a very interesting website. But what I think most about the abortion situation is that we take things too lightly. We live in the world based on what society says and not what we know our true conscience should say. We as a people, we know right from wrong. And there's no gray area between murder, life, or death. It's not anything to be even conversed over. Life begins at conception. Take the time to look at the websites that I've given you. There are other websites that are very they give very graphic images for you can actually see it as well. You can go to a website which is called Abortions, Preventions, and Cautions, or you can go to www.abortions.com, web.com, and they will actually give you graphic images letting you see that babies are being aborted. And you can see how they physically pull the arms and the legs and suck the babies. And what about those instances when the baby comes out as a whole and they have to let the baby just lay there until it finally stops breathing on its own and die? That's a horrific thing to do. But these are not the things that they tell you about normally. But these are the things that should be talked about. This is a very crucial subject. It's one that I have a very strong passion for. Life is a precious thing. And I think most people believe that life is a precious thing. So take the time and go to some of the websites. I hope I've given you something to think about. And I hope that you begin to believe that abortion is murder. And there is a new law that's trying to get passed now. So if you go to this particular website and vote, give your opinion, give your views about it. It's called personalhood.com. It's up under the CBS web. You can go to CBS channel. It's channel 3 here, but I'm not really sure what the station may be where you are. But it is up under CBS. But it's called Personhood USA, Protecting the Preborn. They're trying to get as many votes as possible. They're in the process of trying to get legislature to pass a new law stating that birth begins, life begins at conception. Thank you. Have a good day.